All right, so I want to show you a little bit of maybe some hints to try and get you through this assignment. So I have in my code something very simple. I just have an image that's showing and I have a button. And so if we look at the image that I have showing, I'm calling a function called show the source and I'm sending this. So what am I sending? I'm sending into this function an object, and that object is this entire image element. And how do I know that? Well, let's click on I had console.log and then whatever I got sent into this function so I can see what this function is receiving. In other words, I'm going to click on my image, which is bashful. So I'm going to click on my image and what got console logged? Well, let's look at it. Console log, I have everything about that image. I have the image ID. I have the on-click event. This sent this image, which is where I'm getting this information, and it sent the source, images bashful.png, and this is the key. So if I click on this button, I've set up so let's look at that code. I've set up a button, and with that button, I've created a click event. And that click event is listening for somebody to click on that button. And when that button gets clicked, it's grabbing the image, which is this ID. It's grabbing this element, and it's changing the source. So this element is exactly the same as it was before, except we've changed the source. And we've kind of seen that already, and I think we got comfortable with that. So let's just see what happens. So if I click on the button, everybody's probably pretty sure that we're going to change the source, which is exactly what happened. So now this image still has the same on-click event, and it still has, but now the source is the grumpy.png. So remember, source is whatever is in this element. What do I mean by that? All I've done is change the source in my code, but because this function is sending the object, let's click on and see what we're getting. So now when I click on this image, last time I've got the source of bashful. Now if I click on the image, I'm getting the source of grumpy. And so because I'm using this, and that's why I've been trying to stress this pun intended, is because this is keeping us programmatically generic. I'm not having to hard code in the new image and anything new. Because I have show the source dot this is simply saying at the time you're calling me, what is my source? And that's what I've done here. So again, start fresh. When I first got started with the page, the source is bashful. And so show the source dot this, when I call this function, is sending this entire object as it is, and as it is, the source is bashful.png. So if I click on it, I see that the source is bashful.png. But as soon by clicking on this button, I'm physically changing the src of this image. And so now when I click on it, show the source, this is going to send image, but with the new source because it's changed. So now I'm going to click on grumpy, and I should see that I get that element with the changed piece, which is the grumpy part. So this is the direction I was hoping you were going to get to in the aha moment of the challenge. This is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm going to be leading you into. The idea here is a building block to week 3's material.